Justin Wilcox joins us here on Pac-12 Network. Coach, congrats on this class. We have been raving about it heading into this show. You and your staff have absolutely killed it. We're going to talk more about these players, but I think the biggest question right now surrounding this team is the play of the quarterback. So take me through what we can expect to see next season. I know a bowl game is still on tap, but you brought in some guys also that are going to be competing for that job. So set the table. Yeah,
absolutely. You know, this year Chase Garber's got a lot of really valuable experience, and Chase is going to continue to improve. I think kind of each rep that he takes, there's something he learns from, and it's going to be very competitive. As you mentioned, we have signed a mid-year player in Devon Modster, who's got some experience in the conference, and bringing in a freshman quarterback, Spencer Brash. And you know, I just think it's about making our team better, and it'll be very competitive throughout, you know, spring and fall camp, and expect all those guys to bring something to the table.
Speaking of making your team better, some of the receivers that may be catching the ball from these quarterbacks we're watching right now, you got Makai Polk, who's 6'3", clearly looks the part. Juwan Johnson, 6'5", looks the part. And then you get a transfer from Michigan back-to-back years at wide receiver in Kekoa Crawford. That group, was that a big emphasis for you? And what can we expect from those three guys when they go to compete in the fall? Yeah,
again, we wanted to kind of get some immediate help at the receiver position. We had some attrition and felt like we needed to bolster that group. And, you know, all those guys bring a little something different. And some of those guys have, you know, a couple of years under their belt, whether it's at junior college or Kekoa coming from Michigan. You know, just some guys that we felt like could come in and you know, make that group really competitive, and they'll have to learn the system and those type of things, but really excited what they can do physically and in terms of, you know, bringing some explosiveness to the offense.
And I think what stood out to us when we watched the film is the linebacker position group, you know, highly productive. And for me, the #1 guy on my board at linebacker is Coin Dang, a guy who got from Last Chance U, a junior college transfer. What's he like, and how do you go find and identify somebody like Coin Dang, who wasn't a big recruit, let alone a Power 5 recruit coming out of high school, and where does he fit in this team?
Yeah, well, we farmed the tape during the season, early in the season, and got a chance to watch him play this year. And the first thing that jumps out is the tangibles, the height, weight, speed, athleticism. I mean, he looks the part. He's got a ton of potential. Very, very athletic guy. Tall and rangy, so all the tangible things you're looking for. And then we got a chance to meet him and just kind of what he's all about. And he's a very cerebral guy. And, you know, coming out here and the culture here at Cal, the university, you know, the education was really important to him. And then being developed on and off the field, ultimately, I think was the key. And so just a guy that's going to fit in really well here, I think, in a lot of different ways, but a guy that we're excited about in terms of what he can do on the field.
Coach, since you arrived on campus, you've talked a ton about playing a really physical brand of football and owning the lines of scrimmage. And we've seen plenty of that throughout your first 2 years, but I'm curious just in this recruiting class, how you felt you've added to that objective.
Well, I think you look at the lines, again, getting bigger and more physical at offensive and defensive line with some guys, high school players that we feel like have the chance to really grow in our system. And guys that, you know, when you look at Brett Johnson coming out of Arizona, probably we felt like was maybe the most under-recruited guy in the class, but a really productive player in high school, a heavyweight wrestler, and kind of a dominant type defensive tackle that we're looking forward to getting here and working with. And on the offensive line, just you know, another group of guys that Coach Greatwood's going to have a chance to build and develop. And all those guys have the size and have the tenacity, and you see them finishing on tape, and, you know, just kind of what we're looking for, and building the team from the inside out, and those guys give us the opportunity to do that.
Coach, it was an absolute joy watching your football team and the effort that they put forth throughout the course of this season. I know the season's not done just yet. The goal for this team was to win a bowl game. You were this close to doing that, so best of luck against TCU.
Thanks so much.